There's a lot to talk about today, and the trailer park is a little busy, so today's episode of A Walk Around the Trailer Park is going to take place at the high school's racetrack. Now that school's out of session, the racetrack is open to us civilians, so I'm going to go walk a couple of laps around that and catch you up on everything that's been happening. Almost immediately after I got fired from Walmart, I started applying to every place that had a job listing, because obviously we can't afford to only have one of us earning an income, so it was very important for me to get back on my feet as soon as possible. And I filed for unemployment that same week. Now, the rules of unemployment are you have to keep searching for a job, and you have to prove that you've been doing job searches. You have to give the contact info, the name of the place, the location of the place, and you have to be so super specific about what day you applied. You really got to keep track of all that stuff, because if anybody does a audit and they think that you've done something fraudulent, you could wind up having to pay all that back. Now, just to be clear, I've only opened a claim. It's still going through a review process, so there is a possibility that I'll still get rejected. But the important thing is I haven't received a single penny from them yet. But once the claim was filed, I had a pretty good bank of job applications to put down in the job searches. So something wonderful happened. Obviously, first I had 3 job interviews lined up in a very short amount of time. One of them did not work out. The other one was hopeful, and the third one hired me right away. So of course I'm going to jump on that position. Not only that, but the position that hired me straight away, the place that hired me straight away, it's a place I'm familiar with. It's work that I'm familiar with. It was something that I knew 100% that I could do. And I've already been there. So if you don't count the 2 hours of training, which if I have to count as wages earned, I've been there for almost a whole week now. And so I kind of dropped the ball with the unemployment office. My mentality is, if I've already got the job, I don't need the unemployment. But Michael pointed out 2 very important details. One, it's only part-time work. And even though I have 35 hours coming up, that's not promised to me. This week was only just under 30 hours. So either way, and I'm at minimum wage, which is considerably lower than what I was making. So it's going to be beneficial to me to keep filing unemployment until either things stabilize, or until I get full-time employment, or until I get a job that makes me want to unalive myself again. Less said about that, the better, but let's face it, the quality of my mental health was declining every single week at Walmart. And I'm not saying that things are going to be automatically improved by this new job. I'm just saying that right now I feel 1,000 times less pressure. But I've still got to do my part. Part of being married is that you're a team. And so I don't want to be Oscar from Hey Arnold. I don't want to be some deadbeat. I mean, I would very much prefer to keep this current job as long as possible, but until the unemployment runs out, or until something better does come along, I'm just going to keep doing job searches every week and filing for unemployment until that's no longer an option. Now, the thing is, here's a funny little caveat. Apparently, so I can only file for unemployment if I'm making less than 35 hours, because even though 35 hours is part-time, as far as the unemployment office is concerned, 35 hours is close enough to full-time to not need assistance, which I understand, of course. But so on a week that I have 35 hours, I can't file a claim. But I still have to do the job searches. So I still have to do job searches every week, regardless of how many hours I have at this current position. But I can only file a claim if I make less than that 35. And if a week goes by and I don't file a claim, I have to call them to reopen it, because the website, they haven't optimized that website for mobile usage yet. Don't know why. But hey, if there's anybody that can optimize the job office's website for mobile, I bet there's a job opening for that. Just throwing that out there. So yeah, that's how that's going. And I really don't know what else to talk about. It is kind of frustrating though, especially I have this history. The jobs that I like the most are the ones that never last very long. Now, at this current place, I don't want to name where, but I am going to have to find a way to step up my game speed-wise. I mean, it's kind of a nightmare as far as stocking goes, and I know a huge part of it is that they're understaffed. And it's a smaller store, so in theory, I should be able to get freight out in a timely fashion. But if I'm the only other employee in the store, then obviously customers come first. And if there's a line at the front, I have to go ring customers out. Yesterday, I was trying like hell to kill this container full of freight, or this thing full of freight, but I only got half of it done. And I had started with another half thing of freight, so it's not like I was being lazy. Like, I was doing as much as I could, but I also had to go to the front a few times to run register and cover for a break or two. And then there was a whole steady stream of customers for almost an hour and a half. And look, unless I had the powers of Harry Potter, there was just no way any of that freight was going to move. And the other person on duty, the manager on duty, had the same issues I did. Like, we both had to deal with customers. And so getting that freight done was just not going to happen. So, but then he unloads on me saying that, well, this section of the store has a certain time limit and this section of the store has another time limit. And that, I could almost work with that, except that, all right, we call it top stock. I don't know what everybody else calls it, but if there's like an empty space, like if the freight was just replenishment, if we were just replacing what was sold, then the time limit would make a lot of sense. But there's a lot of back stock on the top stock, and sometimes, rarely, like with laundry detergent, you'll get 2 or 3 boxes of the same thing, and there's no room on the actual shelf for it, and there's no room on the top for it. And that's going to take time. Obviously, there are going to be times when I have to bring something down from the top stock to put new freight up top. And if I have to work out exactly where that stuff is going, if I have to take time to do that, that's going to take time out of the amount of time I'm allegedly allotted to do this freight. So I don't really know realistically how they expect a person to adhere to that timeline. And obviously, freight's going to go a lot faster if you're not the only person working it. I don't know. I don't want to talk shop too much, but that's just a challenge I'm facing at the current job. I want to believe. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay focused. The hardest thing for me is not overthinking every tiny bit of negativity, because there's no such thing as 100% positive. There's no such thing as a 100% good day. Things are going to happen whether you like them or not, and you have to just adapt to them. I feel like things will go really well at this new job, but I don't have any control over what other people decide to do. Now, for example, all right, one job that I really wanted was a laundry attendant position at this rehab place. Because I figure, all right, look, I know doing laundry at a facility is not nearly as simple as doing the laundry I do at home, but it's a laundry, it's an important job, okay? Those health and rehab places, those people are there to recover. They deserve to be there in the best comfort possible. And nice clean clothes and nice clean linens and bed sheets and pillows are an essential function of their recovery. And so in my more whimsical moment, I thought of the laundry attendant position as the ideal job because, all right, one of them, there were actually 2 different attendant positions. One of them was paying minimum wage. The other one was paying $17 an hour. And I think they both would have been part-time, but I thought, okay, that could be a fulfilling job in more ways than one. Like, I would still probably have to find something else, but I would really like to do a job where I feel like I'm actually part of taking care of somebody and helping somebody on the road to recovery. But one facility decided they had hired too many people and they don't need any more laundry attendants, and the other facility is run by somebody who doesn't keep contact, who doesn't make it easy to get a hold of them. And the constant phone tag means, and constant phone tag and him not trying to call me, you know, I can call them 100 times and never get a hold of him. But I feel like if the employer needs employees that badly, they should make a better effort to reach out to applicants. I mean, there's only so much I can do. There's only so many times I can call them. I mean, I remember a time when it wasn't a really good idea to, like, some employers really don't want you to call them. Like, especially now that recruitment is usually run by, well, now it's mostly automated, but usually it's some central office, like some general merchandising office or general whatever office. You know, it's almost never the store's decision to like, you can apply online, for example, and the store has no say in how many applications they get. I secretly believe that, okay, one fun fact about the Walmart where I worked is there are a lot of employees named John, and I secretly suspect that whatever automated service is reviewing the applications and forwarding them to the hiring people, I secretly suspect that it's locked in on the name John. And that's not just a conspiracy theory. There was actually a documentary not too long ago talking about how the automated process of hiring is kind of locked into certain letters, certain names. It was a bug at first, but now I'm beginning to wonder if it's not a feature as well. And so sometimes you can apply for the job you're best for. You could be even perfectly qualified for that job, but you can't do anything about the other person on the other end. You can't do anything about the person that decides, oh, you know what, we've got plenty of people. We're not actually going to put anybody in the laundry room, but we don't need to hire anybody for that job. Anyway, so I guess that's gonna wrap it up for today. Yeah, that's where I am, and I'll keep you up to date. I'll keep you posted. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Thank you for commenting down below. Thank you for sharing this video on your social media or with a friend. And once again, if you want to show support for my channel, please feel free to kick in a couple of dollars to my Patreon once a month, or you can make a one-time donation through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Be safe. Treat each other with dignity and respect.